Nathan and Landry Brewer.
Is this what day is this?
When it's 5 minutes after 7 on a Monday morning in America, you're listening to the Early Morning Show. Nathan and Landry, and you. So all three of us are here. 225-9697.
Nathan, one of those guys running for office sounds like he needs help.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 73 degrees. And look, you take it where you can get it. Am I right? At our age, you just take it where you can get it. Yesterday seemed exactly 1/16th of an inch cooler. And this morning, when I woke up this morning, I was struck by two things. Number one, my air conditioner was not running, and it felt okay in my house. And in fact, for the hour and 17 minutes that I was awake at home this morning, from the time I woke up until I left was an hour and 17 minutes. And in that hour 17, I don't think my air conditioner kicked on once. Then I walk into the garage, and of course the garage is going to be warmer than the house because it's the garage and it's not heated and aired and it's not real well insulated. So you got all that heat from the outside yesterday in there. But even in the garage, I thought, well, this didn't feel quite as hot as it usually feels when I walk into my garage. Well, then I backed out. You raise the garage door, you back out, windows down. I thought, oh, okay, we're back to feeling comfortable. Lo and behold, 73, 74 degrees, which... It's funny the difference a few degrees can make, because when it was 79 or 80, it felt bad at 6 o'clock in the morning. But at 73, 74, it feels good at 6 o'clock in the morning. Funny how that happens. Your forecast coming up at the bottom. It's time to make your Monday sweet. Head to SK Donuts at Elk City. Classic glaze, cream and jelly filled, round and flat, all manner of shapes. All manner of sugar and deliciousness. SK Donuts, 1926 West 3rd in Elk City, 7 days a week. The text line is 225-9697. And a listener has texted, "Good morning, you two corn cobs." You two corn cobs. Thank you very much. Landry walked in telling bad news, which I'd actually already heard. At 6 o'clock, when Fox News played on this very radio station, the lead story was about the death of 36 or 37-year-old actress Hayden Panettiere. And I knew that name and I knew that person from one show, Landry, in about 2013 or so. I used to watch a show called Nashville, which was essentially a nighttime soap opera about the country music industry. Mm-hmm. And Hayden Panettiere was the young up-and-comer. And Connie Britton was the veteran. And there was this rivalry because Hayden Panettiere was the young up-and-coming country singer, and Connie Britton was the older, more established, seasoned female singer. And there was just all manner of drama in that soap opera. But it was pretty good for a while.
Yeah, my wife would watch it, and I would be in and out of the bedroom. That was one of those shows I would watch 12 seconds of once every 7 days.
It was pretty good, I thought. It was. I like Connie Britton. She's older.
Yeah.
And, do you remember which one? It was the Princess Switch. Remember the Princess Switch movie with Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the European prince that she married, or she or her twin ended up with?
Yeah, he was on Nashville, wasn't he?
He was on Nashville. Turns out he is actually quite British and a singer.
Oh, really?
But he played an American country singer on the show Nashville.
Isn't that weird? They had to get Thor's brother, Loki, to play Hank Williams. And he's British.
Did you ever see that movie?
Not Hank Williams. No, I think it's rated R. I don't watch R-rated movies.
Come on, Hollywood.
What's his name?
Usually you're so good at
Tom Hiddleston
putting out clean fare.
Tom Hiddleston. He's one of those. Really. He's one of those guys. I love listening to him talk
because he's so British.
He's so British, and in fact, I once saw a thing online where he was with other people on a stage. I think other people. And I think they were all reading excerpts from some famous author's work. and he just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he did. Hey, Landry, it is 73 degrees. Can you believe that?
It's really hard to believe.
I'm
Nathan.
manufacturing.
Thank you.
I'm manufacturing.
You are so
enthusiasm.
enthusiastic. It's quite contagious.
It's
unlike E. coli.
It's only going to be 99 this afternoon. Your forecast at the bottom. After that, Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning's going to D us up. Barbara Dyson Ford is offering 2.9% interest for 72 months and 2.9% for 84 months plus $1,000 customer cash on all F-150s. Landry, the F-Series, the Ford Series pickup, F-150. It's time to trade in and trade up, folks. BD Ford, northeast part of Oak City.
Nathan, I have to go back to work today. Classes resume. If you're a college student.
Wow, how do you do it?
And you attend a campus in either Beckham County or Custer County, class starts today, okay? You see what I'm saying?
Is the college still open at Sayre?
Yes.
Because people ask me that from time unto time.
When they ask you that, scream at the top of your lungs, yes. The campus is still open. I have a brother who teaches there. He goes there all the time and teaches, and he's talking to people, and he has students, and the campus is open.
But are there still students on the Sayre campus?
Yeah, some. Yeah. Teachers, students and
Okay,
teachers. You know what I call that? School. I call that learning.
Yeah.
Higher education.
Duffield, Worley, Williams,
Nathan.
Froneberger, the big four
Nathan.
that taught us all back in the 90s.
Do you have any idea when
McKinney,
college started in
Nippert.
Sayre, Oklahoma?
Pipkin.
Do you remember?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Sayre. When did college start in Sayre, Oklahoma?
1923.
That's close. 1938.
Okay. That wasn't real close.
15 years.
15 years away.
Well, in the vast expanse of time, when you go back a few thousand years, 15's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. What are we about?
1938.
What are we? Let's see. We are less than. Landry, we're a week and a half away from Elk City High School football. Big Elk TV.
Are you kidding me?
No, week and a half. Friday the 28th, Elk City is hosting Shawnee, Landry.
Shawnee?
Yes.
I thought they were 7A.
They are. But you know what? We're not scared.
Are they bringing Shawnee Mills pancake mix batter for some pregame pancakes?
I don't know. They're going to stop off in the adjacent city and get the Tecumseh kidnapper. I do believe that. That means nothing to anybody listening right now, but it sure
really
is funny
doesn't.
for me and you, isn't it?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. No
96.5
question.
KECO is the early morning show. Nathan Landry and you text us up at 225-9697.
Nathan, I watched 2 movies over the weekend, and when we talk about them, I'm prepared to talk about them.
All right, well, in the next segment, we're going to do weekend movie review.
And
I am going to blow you away.
Actually, both of them were rewatches for me. One of them was based on your having rewatched, and so I rewatched something that you had rewatched. And the other one was something I had already seen, but it was actually Plan B Saturday night. Plan A stunk. So I watched Plan B, and you know what? I'm glad I did, because it was just a wholesome movie that I thoroughly enjoyed rewatching.
A little hope for America. My 19-year-old son, who's not here right now, but he'll be in about a month. He'll be 20. So he's one of the young people, right?
Yeah. One of the youngest.
He showed me a video yesterday, and it was fun. It was funny. It was something about doing something in Texas in August, and they're there and then they're not, and their clothes are on the ground, as though the heat just melted them, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. So that's funny.
That's funny.
right? So all of us in Texas, when you're doing a thing in August, and then bam, you're not there anymore because the heat melted you. The problem is, and those were the words. Okay. You see them on the screen. You don't hear anything. It's just a visual video and the words on the screen, right? A graphic. Caption, excuse me. Here's the problem, though. It didn't just say, here's what happens when you try to do something in Texas in August. It said POV.
Oh, boy.
Okay? And so when the thing is done, I said to my 19, almost 20-year-old son, I said, oh, yeah, that's really funny. I said, the only problem is with POV. And he immediately agreed. He said, yeah, people overuse POV. POV stands for point of view. But what was up there on the screen meant the same thing with or without POV.
If you're
Take it away, and it's just, this is what happens
Yeah.
when you try to run in Texas in August.
Yeah.
It's a nonsensical, useless use of 3 letters that it's really not used correctly anyway. That's not point of view. It's not. Oh, point of view. No, a point of view is a way of seeing things. It's not. So the young people don't know what they're doing when they use POV before a phrase.
They don't, but they're just a younger version of everybody else. And what I've noticed about humanity is we typically use too many words. We use redundancies. We say stuff we don't need to, like print off.
Extremely very. Also, too.
I have seen multiple different examples of this.
Is that your
multiple different?
Is that your lived experience? Is that your past experience?
I cannot wait for my future experience. That is going to be awesome.
225-9697. All right, text us and bag on the young people. 225-9697.
Nathan, are they having school again this week?
As far as I know,
or
they
was
are.
Last week it?
No, I think they're going to go ahead and keep going.
I was shocked, Nathan, when a few weeks ago our mother told me something that I kind of knew but really didn't.
Yeah.
Our mother grew up on a farm or farms in this part of the country. And she said, we're talking about starting back to school, and she said, when I was in school, we started back around July 20th, which seems insane. And there's a reason that they started back.
But isn't started back redundant?
They resumed school.
Start school. They started school. The school year started.
Right. They went back to school after having been off anyway.
Unless you're in kindergarten or first grade and you've never been before.
But she had started school around July 20th. And she said it's because they would let out for a month, usually I think in October, maybe the whole month of October, to pull cotton. And that's why they started as early as they did.
I wonder if that was widespread both in Oklahoma and the United States. That school schedule. I mean, I suppose every state, or is it the state or the individual district? Because they don't all start and stop the exact same day. I guess each school district is left to start and stop its own school year as long as they hit the 180 days, right?
As far as I know.
It's got to be that way. I wonder how widespread that was in the 1940s and 50s. The start in July, take a month out to pull cotton.
Well, only where they pulled cotton, I guess. In the fall.
Other places, was it other crops?
Wheat, sorghum, Milo,
what?
Flax, barley, manna, hog jowls, possum fat. Now I'm just listing a food that Granny Clampett made on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Hog jowls. Yes, Landry. Yes. That is exactly.
Boy, I wish I had the Beverly Hillbillies music keyed up and I could play it over here. Am I able to do that now?
One of our listeners says, I talked with authorities and they said neither one of you have your mitigation erosion plan submitted yet.
Hey, the pond looks pretty good where they mitigated erosion.
I guess you heard me talking to Elk City Mayor Micah Kilhofer about that this past Friday, right? Last Friday when we were here on this show and you weren't here anymore, when I was talking to Micah K. Kilhofer, vitamin K, what is that, potassium?
Beverly Hillbillies theme. Nathan, last Friday, I don't even know if I can.
Well,
can
play
I do
it. Let's see.
Let's see. Ready? And this could give us an ad first.
Hey, I heard it.
Hey, the people fixed it.
You're about to get this.
All right, give me 12 seconds. Minus 4
on your dash.
plus 3 minus
Engineered by
8 and go. Oh, good grief! What is that, Superman?
Superman's coming on!
What in the
Superman!
world? When did Buddy Ebsen become Superman? Oh,
what is this nonsense, Landry?
Oh, wait a minute. Back it up.
Near barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea.
Hog jowls, possum fat,
Back fat.
back fat,
Excuse me, fat back.
raccoon lard. Raccoon lard, Nathan. Remember when you used to pick that in the summertime?
I never picked cotton, but my mother did, and my brother did, and my sister did, and my daddy died young, working in the coal mines. Roy Clark. Back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. That's pretty good that I knew that line, right?
That's
Isn't that good?
great. That's tremendous. Oh, well, hey, there we go. Oh, I've got it on
While you wait for the early morning show to return on KECO. Please enjoy these complimentary copies of National Geographic.
People call it hay wrap, but the technical term is net wrap. Our net wrap is like the strongest in the industry. It has a 12-month UV stabilizer so it don't break down, and it holds your bells together longer.
Most
and
people in
makes
town
it
are
more
still
worth your
sleeping
money.
when I leave for work
The
each
cheaper
morning.
stuff only
I
lasts,
back
I
out of the
feel, if you
garage
wrap it.
and ease
probably
through
a
the
couple
darkness to where driveway meets asphalt, and I stop and look east to check traffic. And there it is, way off on the eastern horizon. An old friend is just beginning to give off its orange, red, and yellow glow. It usually makes me smile because it's beautiful, but also because it's there every morning, like clockwork. I know it's going to be there before I even look. And on the rare days when clouds try to hide its appearance, I still know it's there because it's always there, a reliable friend. It's great to have things you can count on like that. It's great to know people you can count on like that. People like Colby Brewster. When sickness brings darkness to my family, there's always a beam of light on the horizon, a ray of hope that we'll feel better soon.
Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts, now located at 1503 West 3rd Street in Elk City.
People call it hay wrap, but the technical term is net wrap. Our net wrap is like the strongest in the industry. It has a 12-month UV stabilizer so it don't break down, and it holds your bells together longer and makes it more worth your money. The cheaper stuff only lasts, I feel, if you wrap it, probably a couple months, and it's going to start breaking down when you try to move your bells. This one lasts a good over a year. Holds it tight. They want to keep their hay good, so it's good for their cows and horses not getting moldy and breaking apart when they're trying to move it and lose half of it down the road. There's like handles that's made on the roll because they're long and they're pretty heavy, but this makes it where you can pick it up and put it in there. It's not so bulky and you have to manhandle it so bad. It's the green and yellow brand colors, and everybody likes that color just because it holds up better and is stronger, and I've had a lot of good feedback from it. People can come get this hay wrap at Camrock Supply. 2111 South Main in Elk City. We're right south of Fred's.
There are times you're sitting here and you can't help but cry. It's hard. A lot of the families that, they've been married for 75 years and one of the spouses has passed away. That's unimaginable to me, what that would be like. But you listen. I'm interested. I like hearing how they met and what they did on their last anniversary, or, how many kids they have and stuff like that. I think that's cool. I like hearing that. Most of the people that come in here, when they start talking about that person, they start telling stories. And once they start telling stories, the mood lightens, and then they start laughing. Our receptionist in here is always amazed at the number of times people come in and they're kind of standoffish. And before they leave, they're laughing and cutting up and being themselves. I think that's a key. Willis Granite Products. Our website is willisgranite.com.
Remember eating with Bill
Oh, my
Craig?
goodness. Yeah.
And he would take his big cloth napkin,
Yeah.
tuck it into his shirt?
Sure.
Cody Abbott remembered that.
96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Oh, absolutely.
Listen, if you're my mother or somebody else in my family, you might find this interesting. Remember the Beverly Hillbillies that we were just listening to?
Yeah.
Remember that wonderful music we were just listening to?
Yeah.
Jed's a millionaire.
One of the characters on the Beverly Hillbillies was Mr. Drysdale, the banker.
Yeah.
Mr. Drysdale was played by the actor Raymond Bailey.
When your operation runs on equipment, you got to keep your equipment running. Get just about everything your engines need at Camrock. Buy in bulk at Camrock Supply. Save time and money next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. All right, Landry.
That reminds me
Let's
of
get to weekend movie review.
movies.
Hold on. I forgot that we may or may not have access to hotkeys.
Can I go first?
It's not working. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go.
Friday night, I rewatched Dan in Real Life. Nathan rewatched it last weekend, and he went on and on about it. And then I remembered why I liked it so much. And it's a really nice, cozy little movie.
Yeah.
It really is. And Steve Carell is in it. Emily Blunt has a small role. Juliette Binoche?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth.
Yes.
And it's a nice movie. Dan is a columnist. He's a widower, got 3 girls. You can imagine the difficulties of a guy in his late 30s, early 40s, trying to raise 3 daughters on his own, meets a gal. Turns out the gal was with his brother. So it's a nice movie, and it was a nice resolution to it.
When did you watch that?
Friday night.
Okay.
Saturday night, started watching a movie with, Danica McKellar?
Yeah.
Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years. She makes these nice movies that are not full of profanity and nastiness. So, okay. I mean, I've seen some of her movies, and they're good. I can't remember the name of it. She was a stewardess who got laid off because the company got sold. And so she wound up going back to Kentucky to her home where she ran into her childhood friend or her best friend. And I think they're probably going to get together. But that movie was so bad.
Oh.
The storyline was slow. The acting was even bad. Danica McKellar did not do well acting in that.
Oh.
So I gave it, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes, pulled the plug. And then I pulled up a Lacey Chabert movie, All of My Heart. I had already seen it. Lacey Chabert and then the guy. Who's the guy? Here's the thumbnail explanation. A woman acquires half of a house and forms an unintentional bond with her co-owner.
Wow.
She's an aspiring chef, but she wants out from under the thumb of her mean chef boss.
Mm-hmm.
And so she inherits this house, half a house, with another guy who's a Wall Street banker. He just wants to sell it. She wants to turn it into a B&B and then serve food. And they wind up together working on the house, and of course, they develop feelings, and she had broken up with her boyfriend, by the way.
Saturday evening, I treated myself to a pre-movie TV show while I'm waiting on everybody to get in the living room. I watched The Rockford Files from 1974, and I have to say, it was pretty good. Jim Garner was wonderful, and the Jim Rockford character was funny. And I remembered why he was so successful. And so then Saturday, watched Find Me Falling, rewatched the Harry Connick Jr. movie where he's a former rock star in Cyprus.
Was that your first rewatch?
Yes.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it the first time. I enjoyed it again. I did not enjoy the rewatch as much as the original watch.
Really?
Yeah. It was okay.
That seems unusual.
Let me tell you about Friday night, though.
Okay.
When you see a movie with a good premise and a good cast, you assume it's going to be a really good movie, right? Tim Allen stars in a movie made in 2010 called Crazy on the Outside. He has gone to prison for video piracy, and he gets out. Okay, the beginning of the movie, he's getting out, and the troubles of trying to go straight, and will he go back into the old life? It's Tim Allen, who's funny. Mm-hmm. Listen to this cast, Landry. Sigourney Weaver, Ray Liotta, Julie Bowen, you know who she? Carol Vesey from Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Kelsey Grammer.
Wow.
Gene Triplehorn.
Some heavy hitters.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah. So I'm thinking, man, this has got to be a great premise. Tim Allen's funny. All this cast is wonderful. It was a dog, and I watched the whole thing.
Ooh.
I would give it about a 5 to a 5.5. I don't recommend watching it because it's just so... Why wasn't it better? In a situation like that, is it the screenplay that's bad? Is it the direction that's bad? I just named 6 people who know how to act and be talented on screen. And yet the performances were not great. The storyline was just weak. The dialogue was weak. The action was weak.
And you watched the whole thing.
Well,
you just kept waiting, thinking it's going to get better.
You laugh a time or two with Tim Allen. And okay, this is good. This is a good cast. It's got to get better. It's got to get better. And it just never did.
What is the tipping point? How far into the movie are you obligated to watch the rest of it? I usually give a movie about, or anything I watch about 10 minutes.
But if you make it to the 30-minute mark,
yeah.
It was only an hour and a half movie. So, okay, I'm a third of the way through. Surely it gets better. It didn't, but I kept watching it. And it became a matter of pride at some point. I was watching for pride, just to keep going, to say I did it. So let me encourage everybody to not watch a movie called Crazy on the Outside, made in 2010. I mean, here's the overview, okay? Just out of prison, ex-con Tommy, played by Tim Allen, is ready for a fresh start in life, who moves in with his manipulative sister, Sigourney Weaver, and her husband, J.K. Simmons, and takes a job at a local burger joint. It's not really a burger. I suppose it is a burger joint, some kind of pirate place. However, he finds that staying on the straight and narrow is not as easy as he thought. Gray, played by Ray Liotta. His former partner in crime is trying to rope him into the latest scheme, and to complicate matters, Tommy is falling in love with his probation officer. That should have been an entertaining movie. It should have been a good movie. It should have been an enjoyable movie, but it was not. Tim Allen is funny. Sigourney Weaver is a good actress. J.K. Simmons is a very good actor. Kelsey Grammer. You know, here's what's odd. I absolutely loved Kelsey Grammer as Dr. Fraser Crane, but I don't think I've ever seen him do anything good besides that. And I don't know what the deal is, because he's obviously a talented man, but I don't think I've ever seen him in a good role outside of that of Dr. Fraser Crane. And I cannot explain why. Is he really just a one-trick pony? I don't know. Tim Allen was surprisingly not funny in this movie, but you can only do so much with your script. Were all of these people just looking for a paycheck? Did they all make the same mistake I did? Did they hear the premise and hear who else was in the movie and think, oh, this ought to be good? Because it wasn't good. And that is so odd with this cast and the premise. Ray Liotta, has he ever played a good guy? He is just Mr. or was, I think he passed away recently, but he was just Mr. All right, I'm going to be the heavy. I'm going to be the bad guy. He looks like a bad guy. I wonder what he was like in real life, because every character he ever played seemed to be a bad guy, and when you just look at him, he looks like a bad guy. What was he like in real life? I don't know. Julie Bowen played Tim Allen's. They hadn't been married. They had just been a couple. So she plays his ex, and while he's in prison, she gets hooked up with Kelsey Grammer, and that just wasn't any good, which is really bizarre to me. I mean, she's okay as a human, I guess, and okay as an actress. It didn't work. This cast should have been great. The movie should have been great, and it just did not work. What a disappointment. 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Briley did not know what his dad was actually doing. All Briley knew was, hey, he woke up and there were donuts there. And then he ate them, and Dad took him to school. Turns out, Dad had already been at the office for a while. And then he left to get the donuts. And then he took Briley to school, and then he went back to the office. So putting in lots of time, lots of work, getting ready to teach people about the market and help people put together plans for their future. Working long hours is what they do. Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton. The website, retirewithBACA.com. The text line is 225-9697. We're sitting at about 72, 73 degrees. Actually feels pretty good right now compared to last week. We're going to get up to about 99 this afternoon. We'll get your weather breakdown coming up. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning will join us. Jared Atha has your local news. And a reminder, Big Elk TV is coming back in about a week and a half, okay? Looks like Friday, August the 28th, Elk City is hosting Shawnee. BigElkTV.com. I believe it's 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. We're only a week and a half away. Get your sunscreen out. Make sure you got plenty of iced tea and your cabana wear for the first football game as you try to stay cool. August the 28th, okay?
America's favorite pickup just got a little sweeter. Ford Motor Company is offering 2.9% interest for 72 months and 2.9% interest for 84, plus $1,000 customer cash on all F-150s. If your old one got too old, it's time to trade in and trade up. If you've only driven the others, come see why so many only go F-Series. And then let us take care of you like we see you at the family reunion. We call it the Barbara Dyson difference. Summer savings continue at Barbara Dyson Ford in Elk City. Online, BarbaraDysonFord.net.
Briley Baca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
One of my earliest memories was waking up to a box of donuts on the kitchen table. By the time I woke up, Dad had already been at work for hours. He'd come home just long enough to leave breakfast for me, take me to school, and then head right back to the office. Back then, I thought it was all about the donuts. Looking back, I realized it never really was. Dad wasn't just building a business, he was building a reputation. One handshake, one family, one relationship at a time. If you're looking for experienced retirement guidance from a family that spent more than 3 decades earning the trust of people we serve, we'd love the opportunity to earn yours. I'm Briley Baca with Advanced Financial Strategies. Now the donuts are long gone, but the work ethic that put them on the table is still the foundation of everything that we do. Call us today, 323-6800, or visit our website, retirewithbaca.com.
When you look in the mirror and see straight pearly whites, you know it's going to be a good day. When you show off that beautiful smile to others and they smile right back, your day gets even better. That's what Invisalign can give you. They're clear aligners you wear in your mouth. No wires, no brackets, no metal. Most people won't even know you're wearing them. But when you're done, you get to have straight teeth that'll make you want to smile. I'm Dr. Jamie Cameron at Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford. We're having a huge savings event on Invisalign September 17th and 18th. That's up to $1,000 off Invisalign treatment. Spots are limited, so call to see if you're a candidate. 816-6700. 816-6700. Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford, catty corner to Walgreens, where we treat you like family and do life-changing dentistry. Saving up to $1,000 on a beautiful smile is worth the call. 816-6700. 816-6700.
There's this word we throw around a lot. Urgent. Urgent emails, urgent meetings, urgent everything. But when it comes to your health, urgent means something bigger, like not having to wait days or weeks for a doctor's appointment when you need care now. At Express Wellness Urgent Care, same-day scheduling is easy and walk-ins are always welcome. We're open 7 days a week right here in Elk City or at other clinics all across Oklahoma. And yes, we accept your insurance. So the next time you're sick or injured, head to Express Wellness Urgent Care.
Carter Electric in Elk City provides professional electrical services for residential, commercial, agricultural, and oil and gas applications, complete with overhead bucket truck capability for above-ground work, meaning they can service both overhead and underground transformers and installations. Since 1950, Carter Electric has served this area, and they continue to do so with dedication to quality and unsurpassed service. For your next electrical job or for an estimate, call Carter Electric in Elk City, 225-2447, or visit them at 217 West 12th Street in Elk City, with 24-hour emergency service available.
"22 minutes away from the top of the hour, 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show." Let's see. Now we'll get to that in just a second. Your forecast brought to you by Carter Electric. Okay, we do actually have when I woke up this morning, one of the first things I saw on my phone was that at 10:15 last night, I was notified of lightning in the area. And I got excited. Oh, did it rain last night? Did it rain? And I looked outside.
No,
there was no moisture anywhere. So there was lightning.
Yeah.
We got a lightning storm, I guess.
My power blinked. Our clock was
really
blinking this morning when I woke up.
So it got close enough to actually affect.
Something happened, yeah.
But no moisture.
Yeah.
Fabulous. 20% chance of showers later today. Otherwise sunny and hot. 99 northeast winds shifting southeast 5 to 10. Tonight, 20% chance of thunder or lightning. I don't know if there'll be any rain, but we got a chance of lightning and thunder. Otherwise, mostly clear, 72. And then tomorrow, what's the deal? Tuesday and Wednesday both are going to be around 105, 106, both days. So enjoy the frosty double digits, only 99 this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow and Wednesday, both about 105, 106. Right now on the back porch, it feels good. 72 degrees outside, feels great. Skies mostly clear, winds mostly light. 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Let me go back to the text line very quickly. We were talking about our weekend movie review. I watched a movie called Spy Game starring Robert Redford and Brad Pitt. I would give it 8 out of 10. Wow, I personally enjoyed the movie. Also watched another movie this weekend called Old Henry, starring Tim Blake, Nelson, Stephen Dorff, Scott Hayes, Gavin Lewis. I would give it 7 out of 10. That's a couple of successful movies. I also watched the movie Nuremberg. I give it 10 out of 10. Have you seen Nuremberg?
I have not.
Watch it.
I don't believe. What is that? The
Nazi war crimes?
Yeah, I have not watched that one.
I watched it back in the when was it? Back in the winter. It was like February. It's the best movie I've seen in years. Nuremberg.
We when we relax, my wife tends to go back to old 80s movies and we rewatch for I don't know, nostalgia.
I'm telling you, got to go in a room by yourself then. Go in a room if you have to. If you have to, go in a room by yourself. No, really. It was so, if you like history, and I know you do.
Yep.
I know you do. I'm looking right at you, Derek, and I know you like history.
I admit to it.
It's just the performances were so good. And as I understand, it's true to what actually happened back then. So it's pretty historical.
Yeah, we have this thing where, because I kind of tend to agree with her sometimes on the old 80s movies because it's like, the energy level that's required for some movies, I don't always have it, and so when I hear, I'm sure Nuremberg is a very good movie, but sometimes I come home and I'm just thinking I don't know that I have the energy level to watch something more sophisticated than a '80s comedy rom-com.
How about a Saturday? Take a
so.
day off.
Maybe so.
But my wife enjoyed it.
Good,
and she's a woman. And she enjoyed it quite a bit.
Well, my wife recommends these movies all the time, and I always say, I don't think I have the energy. So it may be me. I may be blaming it on the wrong person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, take a nap,
okay.
and then immediately after the nap, watch Nuremberg.
We'll work on that.
I really enjoyed it. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning is in the room to talk to us about law and order and just all kinds of things.
Yep.
We've started back to school.
Yes, we have.
And so Beckham County has some school resource officers, which are law enforcement type officials.
Yes.
No, they are law enforcement officials at some schools. And by the way, which schools in Beckham County have SROs?
So we cover, I believe now every school in Beckham County, I don't know, every school in Beckham County has SROs. The ones we cover are Merritt, Sweetwater, and Eric, with two SROs that switch their time between those schools.
And you had one recently retire.
Yeah, Wendy Holland retired recently, who's one of the deputies that helped me get this. She was sergeant that helped me get this program up and running, and can't say enough about the work that she did. And she's left behind a couple of guys that she helped train, and they're doing a very good job, and they're busy already.
Did somebody actually move up to take her place, or did you take existing personnel and shift them? What happened?
We brought another deputy in and trained him for the SRO position, and trained him under Wendy for a few months before she retired. So yeah, we've got one that we already had, Joseph Coates, and then Richard Jones, who's the new one that covers Merritt for us right now.
All right.
And then we're supervising out of the admin office.
So having SROs, school resource officers, has actually enabled your office to accomplish some things, right?
Well, yeah, and SROs are great for a lot of reasons. Obviously, the first reason that's on everybody's mind, and one of the things that they train a lot for, is the security and safety of the school and of the kids and the teachers and the staff there, and making sure that if anybody comes to campus that shouldn't be there, we've got somebody there to immediately address it. And that's one of the big advantages. The other advantage is obviously the relationship with the kids that we build for law enforcement student relationship, which wouldn't happen otherwise. They get used to seeing a uniformed officer there and realize that they're there to help, and we start that at a very early age. They put on a lot of programs for education for the kids and that sort of thing. And then one of the other things they do is there's an access there that you don't have when you don't have an SRO in the school, as far as reporting crimes. And that's what I was talking about earlier, is that access and what it brought about this week. So we have two crimes that we're working, neither of which occurred at the schools. So they're not school related in any other way than a teacher or a student, or in one instance maybe both, brought information to my SROs, and they had that access. That's one of the things we love about the SRO program. Instead of somebody having to figure out, do I call about this? Who do I call? Is this a thing? They have an SRO walking down the hallway that they already know and have a relationship with, and when they tell them about it, my guys generally know, yep, that's a thing, or they can tell them what needs to be done, or who can be called, or in most cases like this, they say, we'll take care of that, and then we start our own investigation. So again, neither one of these crimes occurred at schools. One of them didn't even occur during school being in session, but the information came to us through that avenue. So that's another great thing about having SROs there. Those relationships with the staff and all the administration are worth more than I can explain, and also the relationship with the kids, and having them feel free to walk up to SRO and say, hey, what about this? Or, hey, I've got this going on. And just, if nothing else, talk about it. And then if it's something that needs done about, we can address it quickly.
Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning, 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Couple of suicide threats your people worked.
Yeah, we had we had a couple this weekend. We had one. My undersheriff got called out on, I believe Sunday, where it was a woman that was threatening to harm herself and made some very specific statements. And so we began searching for her. We were given a location, but when we started pinging the phone, we found out through our dispatch staff that the phone was actually pinging over by Cement, Oklahoma. And so we notified the proper authorities of that situation, and we called off our search, and we did go look in the areas that we had been reported to that she was supposed to be at, and didn't find anything, and so that added up with the ping actually coming to another location. So there was some miscommunication, and I'm not sure how that occurred, or she maybe thought she was somewhere and wasn't, but and I don't know how that resolved with law enforcement over in that area. I haven't gotten a report back on that yet, but we were able to determine that there wasn't an issue ongoing out here, so that one was taken care of. Then I got called out early Saturday morning, late Friday night. I think it was about 1:30 Saturday morning. We received a call of an individual who had gone out into a pasture behind his house in his pickup, taken an AR-15 and a bottle of whiskey, and threatened to kill himself. And so we take those calls obviously very seriously. That's a very dangerous type of call because it sometimes occurs that a person wants to hurt others when they hurt themselves. Sometimes they want to involve the law enforcement in the action for specific reasons. And so we have to approach that as an emergency situation, but not one that we want to necessarily rush into either. So I had 2 deputies out and myself, and then a OHP trooper came and assisted us, which we appreciate greatly. And when those guys come, we have great partnerships with all of our other agencies. That night it just happened to be a trooper. We used our drone. We were able to locate the vehicle with our drone and had the drone cover it while we searched it, discovered that he had left the pickup and was no longer in there, still had the weapon with him. And we then used our night vision from the ground and located him. Actually, the trooper that was with me located him first, and then we were able to both locate him with our night vision, that he was in some trees back in the back of the property. We put the drone right down over the top of him, and once we did that, he raised his hands, threw the weapon down, and surrendered, and we walked him to us and placed him into custody safely, and no injuries. Nobody had to get hurt, which is always our goal, and we were able to get him some help, took him to the hospital, and started him on the hopefully on the road to get the proper kind of help and maybe get in a better place. So
we think about when people calling law enforcement, we think about some sort of like an imminent dangerous situation, and you do get plenty of those. Sometimes though, it's a simple distress call. Somebody's out in the middle of nowhere and they're just having some trouble, and you guys got one of those.
Yeah, we got a call the other day about an individual that was calling her family, and the phone reception was very broken. They couldn't hear her very well. They just could tell that she was distressed, and they didn't know what kind of distress. And so they had a general location and where they thought she might be. And so we sent some deputies down there and located her. And I think one of the family members was headed that area also. But we located her. She was safe and had high-centered her vehicle and just was needing some help. So that situation resolved pretty easily, and those are the kind that we like to have the outcomes of.
You also dealt with some of the more usual things your office deals with, which involve sometimes it's a wild game.
Yeah, I've got a deputy right now, or I say right now, I think he's already taken care of it, but he was headed down to, I think south of Carter, sounded like somebody hit a deer, and it was a female driving by herself alone, just I believe right at or right before sunup, and obviously she didn't want to stop and get out of the car, and the car was still drivable, so she called us and said, hey, I think that deer may still be in the road. I'm not sure. So my deputy was headed down there to see if he needed to dispatch the deer and take care of it or move it off the road if it was already dead. So we do that quite often. We have people strike deer all the time, and it doesn't do much damage to their car, but they'll call us and be worried about the animal, which we appreciate. And so we try to take care of that. And then when we do, we always let the game ranger know and make sure they're advised of it.
That's got to be the sort of thing that cops in town don't have to deal with quite as many animals.
Not often, you would think, but although in Sayre, I know we watch deer walk across in front of the sheriff's office all the time, just to the west of the courthouse. I watched them go across Main Street. I almost felt there for a minute like I was in an episode or in the opening of Northern Exposure is what it felt like. Where there wasn't a moose, but there were deer walking across the main street of Sayre early one morning, and it was kind of cool to see. So I don't know. I can't say they never deal with it because I have seen fox running around Elk City, around the edges of town. So there are wildlife around.
96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. We had a question come in on the text line.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Sheriff Manning.
Is this going to be a no comment kind of question? Or?
That could be.
Okay.
How would he like the emergency management position to go forward when Lonnie Reisenhoover retires? First of all, has Lonnie talked about retiring?
I don't want to comment on what he's talking. I don't have anything official saying he is. But,
so nothing. Okay, hasn't said anything publicly. Okay.
I think you've got folks that would be very involved in that position. That if we're talking that it does that would be, it would make sense for them to have some input into it, and that's our fire chiefs. So I would say that's a better question for them. I do have some involvement with emergency management, obviously, but those guys work very closely with it, so that would be who I would look to.
In the last week, with the drought, the heat, Oklahoma has been, what days was it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We had the fires west of Anadarko, the day before that in northwest Oklahoma City. Super dry, low humidity, there's not much moisture in the ground anymore, and the wind was picking up. Speaking of the fire departments and the fire chiefs, is there any ongoing discussion among law enforcement and emergency responders about the weather?
We're just waiting for it to happen. Every time the phone rings, I just expect it to be a grass fire that's out of. And we did have a grass fire the other day over to the I think just to the east of Sayre that started out as a grass fire and ended up consuming a home, and everybody got out safely. I think it was on your news feed, if I remember right, and everybody made it out safely. But the grass fire didn't get too big, but it got big enough that it got to that home before it was under control. So we are concerned that that's coming. We've got tons of fuel out there. The air is very dry. The wind has been blowing, so we're concerned that it could happen just at any time. And the plans are the same as the plans always are, just to respond situationally. And sometimes we have to have evacuations and go around and notify people that are in the path of the fire. Sometimes we just have to block roadways. We're always ready to go help the fire guys and help them do their job, and they get out there and do it. We've got some fantastic volunteer firefighters in this county. We've got some fantastic professional firefighters in this county, and we work very well with all of them, and so we appreciate their work when they have to do it. I would love to get out of this season without it, but we're all going to feel extremely lucky if that happens.
96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning, how's the app going?
It's going well. I haven't gotten an update from Zachary lately on the number of people we've got on it, but it was, last time I checked, I want to say it was getting up close to 10,000. It was a lot of people.
Wow,
so, yeah,
that's great.
Don't hold me to that because numbers don't stick in my head very well, and my staff know that. But that's I seem to remember that it's getting up close to that, and we appreciate that, and that's a tool that we use all the time, and we've had great success with. So I would encourage you to put it on your phone and make sure you've got it. The notifications activated so that they actively notify you if something comes up.
Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning. Derek, thanks for stopping by. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. Enjoyed it. Be safe.
Jared coming in giving us news, 96.5 KECO.
Good morning, partly cloudy and 76. This is the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha. A Yukon man faces multiple charges after authorities say a police pursuit reached 130 miles per hour and ended with the car crashing into the Washita River near Clinton. According to court records, 32-year-old Trey Michael Scheil was first stopped by Weatherford police on August 1st for an expired registration and no insurance. Police say Scheil drove away from the stop, leading officers west on I-40. The pursuit continued through Clinton before the car left the roadway, went through a fence, and plunged about 15 feet into the Washita River. Authorities say Scheil fled on foot and was later captured barefoot near Lucky Star Casino. Police reported finding suspected methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia inside the vehicle. Scheil allegedly admitted using meth earlier that morning and said he ran because he did not want to go to jail. Scheil faces 2 felony charges and 4 misdemeanors. His bond was set at $25,000. The charges are allegations, and Scheil is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning is reminding residents to use caution when shooting firearms, even outside city limits. The warning follows a recent complaint where residents reported a neighbor shooting in the direction of their property. Manning said deputies responded after an attempt by the neighbors to address the issue directly turned into an argument.
Just because you're out in the country, this is a fairly populated county in a lot of areas that you can be far outside of a city limit, but there will be residences and people that are within shooting distance of many of the directions you can point a firearm. So you have to do that safely. You can't discharge a firearm and just say, well, I'm in the country, it's okay. You have to discharge that firearm in a direction that is safe to do so and not towards people and kids.
Sheriff Manning says homes, families, and livestock may be nearby, even in rural areas, and firing towards people or residences can create a serious safety concern. He says deputies will often issue a warning when appropriate in hopes that will resolve this week's incident. Southwest Oklahoma State University has announced its honor rolls for the summer 2026 semester. A total of 520 undergraduate students were recognized, including 405 on the President's Honor Roll for earning all A's and 115 on the Dean's Honor Roll with a GPA of at least 3.5. Locally, Clinton had 19 students recognized, with 12 on the President's list and 7 on the Dean's list. Elk City had 25 students honored, including 20 on the President's list and 5 on the Dean's list, while Weatherford had 59 students recognized, with 46 making the President's Honor Roll and 13 earning Dean's Honor Roll honors. These stories and more on our Facebook page and website. Partly cloudy, 76 outside. This has been the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha.
Remember that other thing? 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. All right, so let me recap the movies that were watched. According to a listener, Spy Games with Robert Redford and Brad Pitt, 8 out of 10. This is according to a listener, 8 out of 10. Old Henry, 7 out of 10. And Nuremberg, 10 out of 10. Man, that Nuremberg, I watched it back in the winter. I want to say it was February. I watched it back in the winter, and that is actually the best movie I have seen in a long time. Nuremberg. I can't say enough good about it. Rami Malek, Russell Crowe, the guy from the other guy. I can't remember his name. I cannot remember that other guy's name, but he played Evil George Jones. Yes, Evil George. He played Evil George. Paying premium prices for hay. That's on page 1. Music Farms and Cattle Company. Below that, Lewis Cattle Oilers. Back rubber benefits. Gee, do we have some ag producers in western Oklahoma? We seem to have some ag products and services in the Penny News. Also, McMahon Construction. Dirt work, concrete, and buildings. Chances are, if you need it, you can find it in the Penny News. Look at all those trailers on page 3. A GR dump trailer. It's a gooseneck, 14x7, 14,000-pound axles. Below that, a 2026 GR cargo trailer. To the right of that, a GR 24-foot bar top cattle trailer. Page 3 of the Penny News for those trailers. That's 2D Trailer Sales and Service in Clinton. Hay Day Wednesday, page 4. Do you need hay or are you selling hay? Today in Ag, segment 4 on Wednesdays. Hay Day Wednesday brought to you by Great Plains Bank. You can get that information inside the Penny News. We got tires, AgriBlades, precision blades for maximum yield, on-farm equipment rebuilds. How about that? We got Kirk Feeds there. We got seed cleaning, Mike's Seed Cleaning. What else do we have? Townsley Ag Repair. He comes to your place to repair your big machinery. Comes to your farm. How about that? Penny News, pick up a copy. We got vehicles, cattle chutes, Metal Mart, plumbers, jobs. We got jobs in the Penny News. Pick up a copy. It's free this week. We're running a special. And stay hydrated with that 24-pack of bottled water at Atwood's, 2 for $6 right now. And Brian's Buy of the Week. Buy one, get one, all men's, women's, and kids' Noble socks. You need socks? Noble socks. Brian's Buy of the Week at Atwood's. Buy one, get one free. Fox News, Exploring Energy, Tradio at 10 today, and Ag at noon. Backroads at 3. Country music all